Hello everyone, myself Tushar, and in this video we will be continuing our GitHub series, and let's talk about installing Git in your local machine. Installing Git is simple. You just need to go through this website, that is gitscm.com. At this website you can download the Git version which is suitable for your operating system. So for my Windows operating system, I'll download Git SCM for Windows. After installing that Git SCM, you will see there are two new softwares on your startup machine. On your startup, you can see there will be Git Bash and Git GUI. So both of these tools will help you to use those GitHub commands in it. So now let's talk about Git Bash, which we will be using most of the time, and I suggest you use. You can also access these Git commands from any default command line.
What about command prompt?
What's that? Now let's talk about initiating a local Git repository. Initiating a local Git repository can be done using a single command, that is git init. After this command, you can see there is a .git folder created at the root. This Git folder will be the main folder which will track the changes on your files. After that, we have created a simple index.js file which we will be consoling some commands, for example hello. So after that, when I just save this file, you can see that in the Git status there is some file showing that is not staged. So to stage that file, that means we are incorporating the changes in that file for our next commit. We will use the command git add dot, which will add all the unstaged files to stage for a commit. So we will use this command to add this file for a commit message. So we have now added this file to be a staged file. Okay, so you can also add any particular file rather than just all files by specifying the name in this command, that is git add space file. Okay, now it's time to create our first commit. For creating our first commit, we will be using the command git commit -m. Now in these inverted braces you have to type the commit message. So let's talk about what is a commit message and how to choose a commit message. So a commit message is a short and precise description of what changes you have made. For example, I have added a functionality, then I'll just write this command. For example, I have added a functionality of liking a post, then I'll say git commit -m integrated like message API. And similarly, you can add the commit message specifying what task you have accomplished that commit. Also, if it's your first commit, then you can use the terms like initial commit and first commit. Although it's not required to use these, but it is definitely recommended to use the pre-described and the most popular ones. Now let's use the VS Code's inbuilt version control system tool for this purpose, committing a message. So for committing that, what we can do, we can just tap on this icon, and after that you can see all the changes you have made in the files. Now you just need to tap this icon and press yes, and now enter a commit message to be committed. So after that, I have entered a commit message. Now this commit message has been changed. Now we can see those changes reflected on the git status command. So it's also important to see all the changes or all the commits which you have made. So to do that, you can use the command git log, which will return all the commit messages that you have made, and you can just scroll through them using your up and down arrow keys if the commits are more in number. Now it's time for creating an empty repository on our GitHub. So we have created a local repository, we have initialized it, we have committed a few things. Now it's time to push that to GitHub. So for pushing that, we first need to have a GitHub repository. So creating a GitHub repository is required to have your GitHub account. If you don't have a GitHub account, make one, and it's more simpler than filling the Google's captcha code. Okay, so after creating your account, you need to tap on this plus icon to create a new repository. Creating a new repository will ask you the following details. For example, the repository name, you want this repository to be public or private, or for example you want to initialize it with a gitignore file or a readme file, or if you want to use some extra tools which you have already used before. for this case, we don't need anything like that, and I'll make a private repository for this purpose. After creating the private repository, you can see some of the suggested commands which will help you to integrate your local Git repository with the servers or the GitHub's repository. Connecting your local repository with the remote repository on GitHub. Now, to connect that, we will use another Git command, that is git remote add origin. Now, the URL of the repository you have. You can have that repository, online repository, at any of the platform, for example, GitLab or Git or GitHub. For this case, as I said, you will be using GitHub. So after setting the remote origin, now it's time to push that changes. So for pushing the changes, you just need to say git push -u, that is upstream origin master. After that, these changes will be pushed to your online repository or the repository at your web. After that, if you see those repository, then you can see the commit messages, you can see all the commits you have made, and you can also see the files in that repository. So now you have successfully installed the now you have successfully installed the Git SCM. You have also created an initial repository on a local machine. You have done some commit messages, and you have also used VS Code integrated. You have also used VS Code integrated version control system, and you have also created and published a GitHub repository. So that's a lot of things you have learned from this video. Now, that's all I think for this video. We will continue with this series in the next video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more such videos in this playlist.